Good to see you, as always. Has this become a national security issue rather than, say, a commerce and distribution issue?
Very clearly, the whole issue of PPE, our medical supply chain, is a national security issue. You look at right now, we maintain a manufacturing base for, let's say, tank barrels. Even though we're not making a single tank barrel, there's a plant ready in case of national emergency, in case of war, to build tank barrels. We've got to start thinking about PPE, ventilators, public health stuff in that same vein, and have at home, the lessons learned from this. We got to increase our strategic stockpiles. We got to disperse them, have more locations for those. And we clearly have got to fix this issue of relying on China, the guys who started this whole virus, for our supply for medications and medical supplies. It's just one of the lessons that we've learned out of this.
There's a joke in business that says if you owe the bank $1 million, the bank owns you. If you owe the bank $1 billion, you own the bank. It seems like, in a way, China owns us because we may have the cash to buy things, but they've got what we need. Andrew Cuomo was thanking China for donating ventilators.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit ridiculous that he would do that, because China does have, honestly, in some cases, the whole world over a barrel right now. And again, it's Xi's virus. He's the one who, hid this thing from everyone. We told them not to do these wet markets back when SARS came out, and they persist. But I digress. Back to the issue you're raising. In France, we were told yesterday on a conference call that Macron was talking to Xi, and Macron asked for 1 billion masks, and Xi said, we'll give them to you if you implement 5G with HUAWEI. That's who China is, and it's time the world wake up and recognize it.
Peter Navarro is the White House trade advisor. We're happy to have him tonight. Peter, thanks so much for coming on. So it's always a tip-off, I think, when you hear someone respond to a question nobody asked, and you just saw the CEO of 3M defend his company against charges that they had prioritized other countries of the United States by saying, we're not engaging in price gouging. That wasn't the accusation. So 3M was shipping masks to other countries rather than the United States. Will that end now?
Tucker, let me just say that 3M needs to stop whining and just produce masks, get them to the American people. And I've been dealing with hundreds of CEOs on the front lines here of President Trump's war against the virus. And 3M has been doing nothing but dissembling. You can't get any data out of them. Here's the thing, Tucker. 3M is operating as if it's a sovereign nation. Its press department, it seems like it wants to be the Secretary of State. And what they are clearly doing as a multinational corporation, which offshored much of our production, is basically going through this calculus as a sovereign nation of the short-term interests of Americans dying at the front lines versus their long-term business interests. The president just signed, literally, I just came from the West Wing. He just signed the Defense Production Act, which is going to crack down on the export of masks by two types of bad actors. One are these brokers operating in shady black markets that have been vacuuming up masks and other protective gear here and exporting it. We're going to stop that right at the border with the help of CBP and the post office and the express mail consigners. And apropos of your great segment last night with the guy from Florida, these distributors who, instead of filling orders are here domestically, are taking that money and running offshore. That's going to stop too. President Trump is the commander-in-chief. Attorney General Barr is the sheriff in town, and we're cracking down on that. To your point about what we're going to expect from 3M, 3M is basically going to be helping the American people fight this battle. There will still be some exports from the United States factories to our friends in Mexico and Canada. But as for the rest of 3M's production around the world, we're going to try to get our fair share. We will get our fair share of that. And 3M, look, Tucker, these guys just got to stop whining and spinning and just do the business for the American people. It's like exhausting to work with these people, and we don't have the hours, much less the minutes, to deal with them. And it's just like,
well,
wow.
Exactly.
Wow. I mean, come
Peter
on.
Navarro.
Come on, dudes.
the most plain-spoken official in government. Great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll wear that like a badge of honor.